Peace and light. That old guy Australia on YouTube and BitChute. Look at that. Ooh, it's my halo. Golden sun rays. Look at it. Just coming up. Few boats are out there already. Here at the beautiful far south coast of Bermagui, I've been in a unit, well, a townhouse actually, or whatever they call it, since the wee hours, and I hope I haven't woken the neighbours next door, but you do what you do. When you're in Insomniac and you've got an empty unit to paint, you get in there early and get it done. Found myself a coffee, Bermagui Bakery, hottest coffee I've ever had in my life, burnt my friggin' tongue, so hot, oh my God, made my eyes water. Anyway, haven't been able to drink it even, it's that flippin' hot. So, what's happening today, Tuesday? Well, let me tell you, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, the RBA is going to announce an interest rate rise. Yeah, they've talked about it for ages. Will they settle on zero? No. I'm thinking 0.25%. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Could be 0.5. But we'll see. The Reserve Bank of Australia. Oh. Is that what you think it is? It's the Reserve Bank in Australia. It says of, but it's not. It's the Reserve Bank in Australia. Who owns the Reserve Bank? BlackRock. Vanguard, the same company that owns every other company in major ways right around the world. Don't believe me? Go to Yahoo Finance, look it all up. We know the story. We've been over this ground. They own everything about you. Clothes you wear, the food you eat, the banking you use, the travel accommodation, the flights, the cars you drive. They own everything. 2 companies worldwide own everything. But they also own 95% of the world's media. So they can tell you what they want and you'll believe it. They can control the narrative and do control the narrative very easily. So at 2 o'clock this afternoon, this ginormous conglomerate worth God knows how many trillions of dollars, with its 120 owners, secret owners, men, no women, that group that have banks in every country around the world, except the countries that have refused the Rothschilds banking group. Do you know who they were? Think Middle East. Think Gaddafi. Gaddafi, who tried to return his country to the gold standard. He didn't last long. They got rid of him. Now they've got a Reserve Bank there. And Ukraine, which hides the dirty secrets of the elite. The Faucis, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bushes, the Pelosi's, the Kerrys, the Wuhans. They hide the dirty secrets of the elite in Ukraine. Them? They've just become the first signatories to the new WHO COVID passport. Oh joy, in the middle of a war, a raging battle against Vlad. They still managed to do this. Wow, pretty amazing. Eh? Pretty amazing. Now, Australia signed on to that. All the states have signed on except New South Wales and Tasmania, but they'll follow suit after the election. The new South Australian Premier, first thing he said in the first week was he'd follow Anastasia Palaszczuk, Queensland Premier, and sign the new WHO declaration, which, by the way, involves not just a COVID passport, but allows UN troops and WHO personnel onto foreign soil, that's us, in the advent of a viral outbreak, a pandemic. And they're allowed to do it any way they want to. No rules or stipulations for it. Oh, you're not aware of this? You need to catch up and keep up. 2 o'clock this afternoon, they're going to announce an interest rate rise here in Australia. Everything that's going on is planned. There's nothing unplanned. Those in positions of power, in charge, the Morrisons, the Macrons, the Trudeaus, the Johnsons, are all there, hand-picked there for a reason. It's not accidental. It's not accidental. They're all hand-picked. The puppets are in place. Everything's gone quiet right before the election. The mandates are being removed, not being renewed. They don't have to worry about it. People have been injected. That's all they wanted. They got it. Now those mandates are incorporated into OH&S. So the government then says, well, we're not doing it. It's got nothing to do with us at all. It's not us. It's OH&S within the companies. But then they say to the companies, if you want these government contracts, if you want government funding, if you want government tax breaks, you put the mandates into OH&S. We'll take our dirty hands off it and we'll blame you. But don't worry about it. We just say, well, it's not us. We're not mandating a thing. But if you don't do it, you don't get the tax breaks. You don't get the government grants. You don't get the government funding. You lose out. So what do? They just pander, follow suit and do what the government says. And then Morrison can come out and lie to the public and say, hey, not us. We're not going to do mandates. Now, if you'd watched Four Corners, as I suggested last night, with the expose on Aspen Medical, fascinating piece. A little more than I thought. Very fascinating piece. But one of the interesting things that Joe picked up, and that we both discussed at great length, was Aspen Medical's involvement in supplying staff to nursing homes in Victoria. But certainly, that's only one. St Bartholomew's, it's only one. There's thousands of these around Australia. And they all mandated the jab. And what happened? Over 40,000 staff left because they wouldn't take it. So then these people in nursing homes were left without staff. Many of them starved to death. Were left in their own excrement. Had no medication. No contact with the outside world. It is disgraceful what took place. And Morrison and his government have been caught with their pants down. They will be the ones that will have to stand and give account to themselves one day. If you think Scott Morrison's a Christian man, I'd urge you to think again. There's a lot you're not listening to. There's a lot you're not taking notice of. I accosted the local Liberal candidate, Philippe Monero, in the street. Got a little bit of a crowd gathered around there. I know my stuff. So I asked him about the Woods Royal Commission report and why Morrison refused to take notice of the millions of signatories being sent to him to overturn that suppression order in that case. Now, he waffled around a bit. He stumbled around a little bit in the dark. And eventually, I got him back to the point where he had to publicly announce in front of a bit of a crowd as to what he was going to do. And I asked him if he was going to push for this. Is he going to push to have that Woods Commission report, the 90-year suppression order, removed? Or does he support pedophilia by politicians who are serving in this country? A little perplexed, the man. Bit discombobulated himself. In the end, I'd made my point and I left because there was no point sitting around and just, carrying on anymore. But I left with his empty promises ringing in my ears about how he'd investigate this further. Blah, blah, blah. It's all gone quiet in the Western Front. But make no mistake, the moment this election ends, things are going to escalate rapidly. It's estimated that around December, February coming, the new world currency will be initiated. It's going to go that fast. Things will go really fast after this election. They've already had the rigged elections in France, had the rigged elections in Canada. Jacinda's in place over in New Zealand. Morrison's on the throne here. They're ready to go, and they will pull the trigger after this election. You will not believe how quickly things will go. Like this hot coffee, it will make your eyes water. Peace and light, that old guy Australia. Have a wonderful Tuesday. I'll get back into it. Now the neighbours should be awake by now. I can put some music on. Peace and light. Have a great day. Catch you tomorrow.